Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Journey Table with Esther. I appreciate you guys for being here, for subscribing, for sharing, for consuming my content. It just means a lot to me. I really see you and I appreciate all the love. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, share with your friends, and comment so that we can understand where to get better, what to improve, and what to talk about. Today, again, we are shooting from a very beautiful place called the Streamside Park in Buwate. It's a very beautiful place, very convenient, very quiet, private. They have cottages, they have amazing food, bar and restaurant, they have gardens, they have the kids' playground. Very amazing place. Please try it out. You will like it. Today, I have a very special guest, a friend of mine, someone I've known for a while. She's a chef, a life coach, and a travel enthusiast. Someone so bold, someone very confident, she's a woman's woman, like she loves speaking about, women's issues and standing up for women. You're welcome, Jackie.
Thank you, Esther.
It's so good to have you.
Thank you. This is my first time someone is hosting me on YouTube. So I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Like, I will never forget this.
For some reason, me knowing you, I've been excited about this, conversation. I know you as someone who is so bold, very confident, very blunt in a good way, that you speak about something the way it is. Something I really appreciate you. There is something that draws me to, very honest people. I love that about you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Esther.
It makes me wonder, is that how you grew up? Is this something that came from childhood, or?
But I think I was born this way because I remember one time my grandmother told me my grandfather used to argue so much because I grew up with my grandparents. And one time he came back home and he wanted to pick up a fight. And I told my grandmother, you know what, I was a young kid, like 3 years, 4 years. Like, you know what, Grandma, we should get another house and leave this man alone. He always wants to pick a fight.
You're kidding?
I was a kid.
3 years?
Preschool.
Oh my God.
And then my grandma was like, oh my God, this is going to be a very different person. I think that is how I've always been. It's in me, like, it's my brain. I'm wired that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of, growing up with your grandmother, I wanted to ask you about your childhood. How was it like? Where did you grow up from? The schools you went to? I don't know if I'm being nosy, but I think our guests should know more about you.
Yeah. My childhood was very fantastic, actually. I was literally adopted by my grandmother from my dad's side. So I've never grown up with my parents in the same house. Okay. I don't know how it feels to be so sentimental to a parent, like, oh my God, my dad, my mom. No, I'm not that person. I'm very sentimental with my grandma because she raised me, plus all my other siblings from my dad's side. And I went to Kalinabidi Primary, I went to Mpoma in O level, I went to East High, L level, and then I went to Makerere. I majored in political science.
I grew up with my mom actually as well, but I also don't know how it feels to grow up with a father figure. Okay. I never grew up with my dad, and I shared this, I think I was hosted on a certain podcast where I shared this story. But I had an uncle who was like a father figure, but not actually. So I don't know how it feels. So when you speak about not knowing how it feels like to grow up with your parents, I think I can relate. One part of me, or like one parent, I didn't understand how it feels to grow up with your father. So you like to stand up for women a lot. You share knowledge that people, sometimes I feel like some of the truth as women, we are not ready to hear it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, all the time.
And we always make an issue out of most of the truth that, someone tries to tell you, actually, this is the truth.
Yeah.
And you've spoken about marriages and relationships, and I see people asking you, are you married, to have an idea about marriage?
Yeah.
But it's actually funny how you don't have to be married for you to have an opinion about marriage, because you see, I think I had an opinion before I even got married, because I had my sisters, I had my, you know, like my friends that are married, your surroundings. So you don't have to be married to have an opinion. But why are women so important to you, or like you feel the need to always try to push, you know, the truth into them, or tell them, or advise them about the things that, you know, could help them? Because I've watched your videos on TikTok.
I was raised by my grandmother. I appreciate women. I love women. I think women don't know how powerful they are.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the society, even in the Bible, women are not that uplifted. Yeah, we have to tell women the truth. We have to tell women that men don't give a damn about us. Yes. We have to tell women that, you know, having children to please the society is going to make you suffer. We have to tell women that, you know, covering your bodies all the time won't make a man stay.
Yeah.
You know, there are many things that women need to know. Women are so powerful, you know, and that is why I'm pro women. I'm always like, but I've paid the price.
Yeah, you have.
I've paid.
I've watched some of your videos, and, you know, even women are coming to you, and I'm like, guys, you should listen. Like, you should listen. You see, me, I'm married, and I can't come up and say marriage is perfect. And I can't demonize marriage.
Yeah.
I really love to be married to my husband.
Yeah.
But I can't lie that marriage is, you know, like
a bed of roses.
And then also, I acknowledge that you can be married and still, you know, waste your time.
True.
It's very much possible, and those are one of the things that you speak about, in, you know, in your videos. And there is one certain video that you were speaking about, you know, building a man. And it's something I want us to talk about. You said you will pay for it in a way.
Yeah.
And I would like you to, you know,
to elaborate
more to our viewers about that.
Men by nature, they have ego.
Yeah.
A man only stays in a place where he's king. So if you're going to become the king, and then he becomes under you, he's not going to be happy with you. It doesn't matter if you're saving him from a situation, like maybe you're the one with the money, and he's the one who is broke, and he has to ask you for the money. You know what, Jackie, my love, give me some money, I want to do this. He's going to resent you. And that is the truth, because at the end of the day, you're not, he will never shine in front of your eyes. He'll always feel like a little boy. And that is why men will always go for women they can control, take care of, you know. It doesn't matter what you do for a man, as long as you're financially better than him, deep down he resents you. He's like, I can't believe I'm not man enough in this woman's life. I can't believe she's the one, you know, doing this for me. So it's by nature. It's not me cutting words or what. And I hope people understand my point, though, because a man will always want to be a hero, and if he's not your hero, he's going to resent you for it. Simple as that.
I understand. Yeah. I think that explains why most successful women are not married.
Thank you. Thank you.
Understand.
We can mention names, but let us forgive people.
Yeah, but don't you think that's how men are created? That's their nature. They're supposed to be above you. Like,
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if you try to be his hero, and you be like, let me come, I clean you up. You're cleaning him up for another woman. Because men will always want to shine. There is no way a man is going to shine in his fellas if they all know that his woman is richer than him. It doesn't work like that.
They don't like that.
Yeah, they don't like it.
But also I think there are other, you know, secure men.
Yeah.
You see,
okay with it?
Yeah, you see, being insecure is one thing. There are people that even if you're not doing better than them or you're not above them, there are certain men that are naturally jealous of their partners. Whether these things happen,
Yeah.
there are men that are jealous of their partners. Even if you're not above him, even if you're not, like at the same level financially with them, they will always try to pull you down. And most times these are narcissistic men who want to control you, who want to, dictate everything on you. But I think don't you think that other, secure men who are okay with, their women going about their goals and supporting them and...
I don't believe it. I don't believe that those guys are there. I'll give you an example. I'm going to mention names, but this is on me, not on you. I'll give you an example of Zari and Shakib. When Zari got with Shakib, we all thought, oh my God, Shakib is all about Zari's money. And I think he also sat there and he was like, oh, the public is going to be like, I'm after this woman's money, whatever. And he started being useful. He created a boutique. We don't know who gave him the capital, but it's his boutique. And he shows how hardworking. It doesn't matter where the money came from, but we are proud of him. He has something to show it. He wakes up every morning and he goes to work. So, and he tries to show you, you see, these are the things, they are from China. And I know, why is Shakib showing us that he's working? To show the guys that, okay, yeah, I'm not after this woman's money, plus I also work for my money. He's so defensive. So that means if he really wanted to be like, I'm comfortable with Zari's wealth and so on, probably he wouldn't even have that boutique. Enjoying life and just having fun, unless you're crazy. There is no man who is just comfortable being taken care of.
Yeah, I understand. But it actually makes sense because I think no man would be comfortable with being taken care of, especially by a woman. I understand where you're coming from by this.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have shared your experiences about relationships and I'm wondering, how has been your dating experience in town, in Kampala? There is a time I saw some lady was hosted on a certain podcast, the Ugandan boy talk show, and he was like, go out there, don't date in Kampala, just go out like up country, date somewhere else. How has been your experience?
First of all, me dating in of course I'm a Ugandan, I've grown up in Uganda. Dating in Uganda has been crazy for me because I've always dated for long term. I've always, when I date someone, I wish we get married.
Yeah.
I'm like that high school girl, like I'm dating you, we picture us getting married. I've never dated anyone for fun in my entire life. And dating has not been fair to me. It has been brutal. Like if dating someone and they leave you and then you die, I would have been dead.
Yeah, I understand.
We've
all been there.
I've never been lucky. I would say I've tried that. I've tried being the understanding girlfriend.
Yeah.
It has not worked. I've tried being I've always been the understanding girlfriend.
Yeah.
Come to talk about it. So for me, dating has been brutal. I don't know how you people do it here in Kampala. I don't know how you date Kampala men and get them to marry you and get them to keep you. I don't know.
But
That's
you
all
see,
I can say.
we are all not meant. I think there is a certain video I watched and they were like, if relationships are failing in your area, try somewhere else. You understand? Like, try somewhere else. We are all not meant for, Kampala men or Ugandan men. Like, try. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you're not just compatible with these people. You get. So it's not that you don't have luck. I believe in God. I'm a believer.
True,
and I
me
believe
too.
that maybe sometimes God wants to position you somewhere else. Now you're forcing. We have a habit of forcing ourselves on certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did your experience contribute? Because I know that you are in an interracial relationship.
Yes.
Something
true.
that is making you glow. I love it for you, the constant, happiness and how much you talk about your fiancé. So has your experience in relationships in Kampala led you into the interracial? Did it happen by fate or it's something you intended to do?
I think growing up, I've always been into our African brothers. I've always been like, I'm going to go to campus, finish, get an African brother, get married, have kids. But when it didn't work for me, I'm someone who spends so much time with myself. So I remember just talking to myself and asking myself, what can I do? And one time I just had a voice telling me, you know what? Try the white men. Try those guys. Try them. You never know. And I went online. No one told me which online to go to or which app. No one here. I just went on Google. I'd be like dating sites. I got an app. I went there. I was heartbroken. My boyfriend by then had really treated me badly. And I was like, you know what? This cannot be my story. So I went online, got on the app. I subscribed. I started talking to people and boom, someone was just serious with me. And I started like that. That was like 2016.
So those something good can actually come out of those dating apps.
Let me tell you, your phone is the most important thing in the world.
Yeah.
Everything I have in my life, I go through my phone.
There are very many misconceptions about, interracial marriages and relationships. And just some time back, I think one of, Bad Black came out and spoke about, interracial marriages, and he said, "Buli muntu yenna ayina omusajja omuzungu yali yeetunzeeko."
Oh God.
Did you hear that?
Yes, actually.
You
I've
remember?
forgotten. Oh my God, how absurd.
You see, there are very many misconceptions about interracial marriages and interracial, and I don't know why every time. Okay, I won't say much about it, but you know the misconceptions. And one of the misconceptions that I know about is every African girl that dates, outside the country, or the whites, is after money, is after changing life. It's not always looked at as a genuine thing. So what do you have to say about all the misconceptions around it?
I think, first of all, coming from a thief, Bad Black is a self-proclaimed thief, convicted in Luzira. You have no right to talk about our white men, okay? Hey, let me tell you, Bad Black was a lucky fool. This is me talking. Yeah, I don't care what she says. Bad Black, you were a lucky fool. You got this white man, threw at you money, and then you wasted it, and now you come here online, tell us that people are dating white men, they are Malayas. Bad Black, you should have several seats. I don't like the fact that you're spreading that narrative, first of all. Let me tell you about interracial relationships. First of all, most of them, on a scale of 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 are successful and they are very healthy. Most white men treat black women better. And that is true even in the US. They say this. When we are good statistically and we count, black women are happier with white men. So it depends on what you want in this relationship. And they are normal. Just because someone's skin is white doesn't make him a better man or what, because we've seen white men being funny with black women. So it's just, if it's meant to be for you, there are black women happy with their white husbands, the likes of Barbara Chimbugwe. She's one person who is very happy with her husband in America. She was former Miss Uganda.
Jackie, I know you are dating in a relationship and you're just choosing to do that at the point, but there is so much pressure that comes from the society to women about the time they should get married, should have kids, by this age you should be this and that. When they look at you, maybe you're above the 30s and you don't have kids and you're not married, they think you don't have your life together. They start stigmatizing you and saying all those things. How do you handle the pressure that comes to you from the society about your life choices, about relationships and marriage?
I think the most important thing as a Christian is gratitude. I am so grateful to everything God has done for me, because sometimes I look at myself, I'm like, who am I that my life is like this? Let me tell you, Esther, you're always going to be better than somebody, so that should always make you grateful. I see women on TikTok crying, oh my God, I don't have a baby, I don't have a baby. But you have you. You have yourself. You have your family. maybe your sister has a child, you know? Gratitude. Me, I'm so grateful. Of course, I've been with my fiancé for 6 years now, and we've been trying to have a kid, and we've not been lucky. But do I stress about it? Yeah, the human nature comes in once in a while. We'll be like, oh my God, especially when we go on holidays, you see those beautiful families with their cute babies in strollers and what, and you'll be like, oh my God, I wish I had something tiny like that with me. You go to malls and they're selling, because I do a lot of shopping, and you go to kids section and you have to bypass them, and then you'll be like, oh my God, this would be cute on my kid, eh? But you have to let that go, because a woman who wants a child, who is looking for a child, is the saddest in the world. Oh my God, it can drain you.
Yeah.
It can eat you up alive. It can make you do crazy things. It can make you visit witch doctors. It can make you be angry at your pastor. It can make you angry at God. And for me, Esther, I told myself, I'm not going to be angry at anyone. I know I am a woman. The doctors say I'm fertile. I have everything that I need to get pregnant. My husband is okay. So can we just let God do his work?
Right.
So, and that is how I go along with it. Gratitude.
I really appreciate the vulnerability in this. I have met women that are trying for kids. And you see, the society need to learn this. There's certain things you're not supposed to ask people. Things like, why are you not having kids? Why are you not getting married? You guys, we should learn to respect people's privacy and they're behind the scenes. There are things you don't know, there are battles you don't know about people. Do not just come up with, any question. You understand? Someone will look at you. You've been trying for 6 years to have a child, but someone will just come up and tell you, you're not choosing to give birth. Omusajja oli kumubba.
Omulya buli ssente, lwaki tomuzaalira? The closest they tell me, ne Jackie oli fala. Omuzungu olinda ky'omuzaalira.
I understand.
Oh my God.
And then, there are those women that are married and they're in homes that have been trying for kids, but, maybe it's not the right time. And then they have pressures from the family, from, the man's side. And these are the things that send people into depression and, having mental health issues. So, guys, society, please, let's be mindful of the kind of questions we come to people with.
True.
Please, sometimes you just don't know the kind of battles people and the internet is very insensitive.
Very.
God gracious. You will look at a comment and you're like, my God, did this person really say this?
And they did say it.
Anyway, guys, let's be mindful about the questions we come to people with. Sometimes you don't know what this person is battling. You don't know how much they are trying for that specific thing that you're asking for. Or maybe sometimes people are taking their time. Respect their choices in life. Speaking about that, when I start to speak about that sometimes,
you get emotional.
I really get emotional because I know I've fought my battles as well, and people, don't understand. What's your perception about marriage and families?
I think marriage is beautiful. Marriage is a wonderful thing. Marriage is ordained by God. It's something that God created, so it has to be amazing. I think if the right people meet and they start a family, I think it's a beautiful thing to watch. There are people who are happily married, and we admire them. We're like, oh my God, this is beautiful. I love this. So I think marriage should never be forced. You see, you don't have to tie down someone to marry you. And that's a problem many girls do. Let me get pregnant so that this man can see that I can give him everything and then he can marry me. And that's the problem. Never force marriage. Pray about it. Ask God to bring the right person. Marriage is sacred. It cannot just happen. You know that? It's sacred. It's something special. That devil fights it every day. That is why you can easily sleep with a man over there and you get pregnant. And then you find this married couple looking for a child. Why is that? Because the devil is always fighting marriage. So I believe marriage is a beautiful thing, but don't be on pressure to get married. Because for me, I'm in my 30s and I'm not yet married. But I'm so happy. Like, I'm happy. I don't want anyone to ever be like, oh, you're not married. If you ever put that in your ears, you're going to end up a single mom of two. You're going to be left
Trying to prove a point.
you know. Marriage, you should let it flow. Let it happen to you naturally. Let love find you as women. Let love find you, you know. Yeah.
And speaking about, you know, before we move from the woman's part, women's part, women most times are shamed for their age.
Oh, yeah.
And actually it has pushed very many women into hiding their age.
All
You
the
understand?
time.
But the beauty about now, actually now, is I was talking to my friend about it. I love how women take care of themselves.
Yeah, true.
It has shifted. You will find there is a trend that has been going on around on TikTok, I think, women in 30s.
Yeah, and they show
Did you see that?
videos. Yeah.
Very beautiful. Like you look at these
Yeah.
people, but you know, society shames women for their age, and they always try to wasuka 30 or wasuka tocha ina value, tocha ina this and that.
Yeah.
You know, they try to push women, put them on pressure to do to make certain decisions that are actually that may catch up on them, you know, with time. How do you handle that? Do you get it? You just said you're in your 30s and yeah, you're not married, you don't have kids. Do you really get ashamed for like? Does society really push that on you like they do on other women?
I think I've always grown up proud of my age, and I think why women are embarrassed of their age because they're doing it for men. We always want to look younger for men. Yes. We always want to be like, you know how we know men love younger women?
Yeah.
So we always want to appear young so that man can be, oh, she's young, whatever. And also people think when you're old, you don't look good. I'll give you an example. You see these celebrities. How old is Jennifer Lopez? Isn't she like going to her 60s? But look how she looks. I think also African women, in particular Ugandan women, they should learn to take care of themselves. Because if you come across as you're 40, but then you're fit, you look good.
Yeah.
Why would you embarrass to say I'm 40?
I know, I understand.
You're 40, you have a nice waist, you can still put on heels, and you're 40? I mean, who would say, oh, you're David, she's old, but she's fit.
I understand.
I think age and fitness should go hand in hand. Esther, if I come and tell you I'm 37, I'm not 37, by the way. So if I tell you I'm 37, but I'm fit, I look good, I still have my butt standing up, you know, I can put on jeans and a crop top, I should never be ashamed.
I think this is why I always advise women. I don't care whether you're married to a very wealthy man and all that, you're supposed to work.
True.
Honey, go out and work.
Yeah.
Because at some point, your partner may fail you about your personal care, your self-care. When you have the independence where you can go for your facials, you can go for, you know, maybe some touch-ups and you know, all these kind of things. You people, taking care of yourself requires money. You need money. So that's why it's very important for us as women to go out and work and, you know, have independence sometimes for our own sake. Because when you're looking good for your age, I don't think it should be a problem. I don't think you can have a problem with it. Just because you had kids, that doesn't mean you show up looking like, you know. We are not trying to shame women, but like we encourage you to. I am a mother, I am married, but I try so much to take care. And when you're taking care of yourself, do not take care of yourself for the man.
True.
No. You guys, you have you. That man can leave, anyone else can leave, but you, when you take care of yourself for you. Make sure you maintain for you, not for the man. Do it for you. When you do it for you, it's going to come with so much satisfaction. Don't do it for, you know, validation and all that. For you, to feel good about yourself. Because when you feel good, your confidence is up high. You won't take, you know, a lot of, you know, things because you lack self-esteem and confidence. So please go out and work and make sure you have that independence and self-sufficiency. Thank you for speaking about this. You travel a lot.
That's true.
we all want to travel. We want to travel. We need some tips.
Esther, you can travel. Don't say that.
What do you mean I can travel? Why
You're
am I
just
not?
waiting for your babies to grow a little bit older. I know you can afford to travel.
I want you to enlighten us about, traveling, because you are always traveling.
Yeah.
You're literally always on the plane. How do you do it? Like, give us some tips, because we know that traveling is very expensive.
True. Oh my God, it's very expensive. Yeah. I think I travel a lot because, first of all, I have an exotic fiancé. My hubby is French, guys. Okay, and the French people, and the French people love. First of all, they love nice food, and they love traveling. So, and I think my hubby makes me travel so much because he works in different countries.
Okay.
But he also loves to vacation. So after like working a lot, he's like, you know what, I've worked for 4 months, 3 months, can we just go and chill somewhere in Seychelles or Maldives? Can we just go? I think I'm just lucky that I have a man who loves to travel and enjoy the world, see beautiful places. It's just luck. Because there are men who have money, but they don't love to travel.
Yeah.
They love to keep you around. Always they travel alone. Do you know there are men who leave their women at home and they travel alone? And then the guy seriously goes on an Asian trip alone.
Just recently, I watched Sheila Gashumba saying that men have the money, they travel, but they don't like to travel with their wives. They travel with side chicks. And I want to know why. By the way, now, I am speaking to you who is not in the marriage ministry. I need to understand, why does that happen?
Yeah. First of all, the reason why men would travel with their side chicks and not their wives, I think it's all because of their looks. You know, you become a mother of 3 and you give up on yourself.
Yeah, true.
You start gaining weight. You look your way. You cannot look good in a bikini anymore.
Yeah.
But then he has this hot side chick who is still young. She can look good in a bikini. She's a trophy girlfriend. She's presentable.
But Jackie, how do you expect a young girl who has not given birth to look like me, who has had, for example, Manalungu? Like, how do you expect us to look the same?
I think married women are so comfortable. You know, when a woman gets that ring, she starts feeling big. And then she's like, he will come back. It is true. Those men always come back. But they come back after enjoying their lives. And they come back to you and you'll be like, my husband doesn't quarrel. He's a quiet man. He comes back home. He asks, what do you want? He gives me. He's a provider. He's a quiet man. My husband, Tayomba. That is because he's satisfied somewhere else. So for you, he's keeping you out of respect of his name. He's not going to... It's not that...
But I hear you. I really do hear you.
Because I tell side chicks every day that a married man won't leave his wife for you. You know what? Because they don't want to go through that hassle.
Yeah.
Men are so selfish that he would rather keep you around even if he doesn't love you, just not to go through that hassle of like divorce, ate katiba ndaba batyambo obufumbo bwannemye omukazi yannemye. Okimanyi omukazi walema omusajja, it's also an ego offending thing.
Yeah, true.
So, sad chicks will always be changed.
I honestly encourage married women. You see, even if you take care of yourself, Jackie, I have seen, very amazing married women that have had kids. And I'm one of them, by the way. I really take care of myself.
You really look good.
Thank you.
You really do.
I take care of myself. But you see, that doesn't stop a man from doing whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
So you see, most times when they see a man out there cheating and being a nuisance and doing all these kind of things, they put a blame on the woman.
That's true. It's
You
not
understand?
your fault. Yeah.
It's not a woman's fault.
Yeah,
even
true.
if you take care of yourself, even if you nebwofumba akawunga nekakyuka nekamyuka waba okitegera kyengamba omusajja agenda kukola ti waba yagala kwenda agenda kwenda kati. That's why I keep saying that do it for you.
True.
Do wait for you.
Keep
Kubanga
fit
nze
for you
Jackie,
and your
or ndaba,
children.
I'm saying it in the camera. If I find out that my husband has another woman, I'm not going to be intimidated because he against it, because she's pretty, because she's, she's taking care of. I know I take care of myself. I'm confident.
Of course.
You understand?
It has nothing to do with you.
It has nothing to do with me, but that doesn't mean the man won't, choose to do.
True.
Men will always be men. Men will always
you.
leave you in the desert.
Thank
You
you.
understand? But yeah, some women slide into the comfort zone when they get married. When
they do. That is why they say nze kasita wanga akomawo. Akomawo.
Yeah.
When you hear a woman saying that, that's a woman who will never work out.
That's why I encourage you married women, get up, take care of yourselves, guys. For you, make sure you look good for yourself.
True.
So about the traveling part, what's that one memorable experience that has ever happened for you? Like that one you cannot forget about.
I think one time I went with my hubby to Dubai, and he told me to get a multi-entry visa because we are going to Seychelles. And we went to Seychelles and he proposed to me.
Oh.
You people, for me, you don't understand. I was just raised by my grandma. Like those nice things, you only see them in the movies. This man, this French man, gets down on his one knee in Seychelles and proposes to me. I don't know even why I didn't bring my ring. And he proposes to me. That was one hell of a trip. I'll never forget. It was beautiful. And then the second one was in Maldives, when he organized a private dinner by the sea, and it was candles. These are things we see in the movies.
Yeah.
You guys, those were my best trips. And he promised me that when we get married, it's going to be in Maldives to whatever that stuff. And Esther, you have to come.
Yeah, of course, when you invite me, I'll definitely come.
You have to come.
I love it for you. I really love it for you. I love to see people happy. I love to see people meet the right people and to get love that they deserve. Because one thing for sure, Jackie, something I know about you is you go all out, like
That's
really
true.
all out. And I think it comes from, like what I was saying, people who are, like very honest.
Yeah.
Usually they are just like an open book. They give with, without expectations. They just, and I think you're one of those people. And I think you deserve to be happy and all that.
Thank you.
You are a chef, right?
Yes, I'm a chef.
Is that something that you started out of passion?
First of all, I studied cooking.
Oh.
In my O-level, I did food and nutrition, and I was one of the best students in my class. But then I realized I cannot do it because I have it naturally as a talent. So I'm like, I'm not going to go into culinary school. I just have it in my head. Like how someone can sing, I can cook, I can say something, and I'd be like, let's do this and this and this. So I love cooking. I'm one person who always cooks her own food. I can come in your house and I'd be like, let me cook. You sit down. And I'm the
You should
guest.
come and cook for me.
I will. And I cook for you.
I've seen your food and I'm obsessed.
I love cooking. I do.
Okay.
It's a passion.
The last question maybe that I wanted to, speak to you about is the childhood experiences, the experiences or the things we've been through. I believe they shape us.
Of course.
In a certain way.
Yeah.
And I believe how I was raised by a single mother and the life I went through and the growing up in lack and all that has shaped me.
True.
In a way. Even the experiences I went through as a young girl, I shared some on the Ugandan Boy Talk Show when I was hosted, how we used it to, the kind of life I used to live. And all of that has shaped me into who I am right now. What the people are saying right now. I didn't just wake up and get here. And I would like you to share with us maybe one or two things that your past experiences have taught you, what you've learned from, your childhood experiences or how you were raised and, you getting here, the things you've been through. What have you learned in life? And maybe what would you tell your younger self right now?
First of all, I would like to acknowledge my grandmother. She really did a good job. I thank you, Mommy. I call her Mommy Regina. Right now she has dementia.
Oh.
She's in her late stages, but my grandmother did a great job. She was the traditional person. She really raised us to respect visitors, respect elders, respect what. That is why it shocks me how people misbehave these days. So I'm a very traditional person because I grew up in a traditional household. And I would like to tell my younger self that she did a good job. I don't even know how this thing happened, that my life is put together, but it's the grace of God. And I think because of the fact that I was not raised by my parents, I always respected my guardians, and I never wanted to shame them. There is no way I would get pregnant in school. There is no way I would be chased out of school. I was never expelled from any of my schools. But yet I was crazy, I was stubborn. But I kept it on a minimum because I'm like, Sisa akuswaza jaja wange. You understand? So I think children of these days need to have discipline. If you have discipline, everything will work out. People don't have discipline.
Yeah.
You have to have discipline. Respect your elders. It doesn't matter what they do. Can you respect your elders? That's it. And then I think my childhood was filled with so much love. My grandma gave us everything. There's no time we slept hungry. We studied in the best schools.
Yes,
She was an amazing person, and she's still an amazing person. Only now that she's now my baby, I'm now takes care of her and my brother, you know.
You're returning
I'm returning,
energy.
and I'm glad God has given me that chance. So I think the young people out there should respect their childhood and also respect elders and trust God.
Thank you so much, Jackie, for
Oh.
coming and having a conversation with me. I really appreciate that. And
You're welcome.
I just love how real and vulnerable you get sometimes.
Thank you.
So I would like you to tell our viewers, you're a content creator, right?
Yeah, true.
And you're a chef.
Yeah.
So where can people get your services? Where can they follow you? Which platforms are you on?
I think I'm most famous on TikTok. I go by the names of Jackie Ayo Favored. Okay? I spit fire. Hey! On TikTok, Jackie Ayo Favored. Just follow me on Jackie Ayo Favored TikTok and let us spit the fire together. I don't fear your comments.
How about your chef?
And then
your
I'm still
cookings?
growing that.
Oh, okay.
But you can also inbox me because I've not yet shared that on my TikTok.
Oh, okay.
But now that it's here, I'm going to do something for it.
Yeah.
But in case you have a problem like about life.
Yeah, I was going to ask
yeah.
about, you're a life coach as
Yes.
well. And I see the things that you share.
Yeah.
I swear, I
Yeah.
resonate with most of it.
Yeah.
Even when you speak about marriage, I be like, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then I see people who are like, you're not married, but then you're spitting the facts. So,
I'm like the priest in church.
yeah. So if anyone needs your coaching
in case
services,
you need to talk to me, just inbox me on my TikTok. I'm so free.
Yeah.
On my TikTok, I talk to everyone. You have something going on, you have boyfriend issues or whatever. And I don't want to ask a lot of questions because me, I send you a paragraph and that's it. If you don't take it, it's upon you.
Yeah.
Because there are people who waste time. I wanted this, no.
Okay.
But that's it, yeah.
Thank you so much,
Oh my
Jackie.
God, thank you too, Esther.
Thank you guys for sticking with us through this video. We appreciate you. See you in the next episode.